Welcome to today's video. Watching Hydra channel, I'm going to take you through a workout routine that you can do at home for your arms. So how to build big arms, how to train your arms, specifically just work out your arms at home in different ways that also still provide the same amount of intensity into the muscles. So whether you're using weights, whether you're using bands or other pieces of equipment, or just going straight with body weight, it doesn't matter which one of those that you take on that you prefer to do. Each one can still build your arm just as much as the other, right? So it depends on if you prefer to use tools or just specifically go straight with body weight. So I'm going to show you with all three today, which is going to be using a set of dumbbells. I'm also going to use a pair of loop bands, and I'm also going to show you in a body weight form of which exercises are also the most useful and fundamental that you can do at home or at the gym or wherever you are that you feel best. So let's go ahead and start off with some dumbbell work first. So I'm going to grab a couple of set of dumbbells, and I'm going to start with the biceps first. So we're going to go with the most fundamental exercise for bicep. If you're just going to be doing the one exercise, then you want to go in for a regular neutral curl. So for this exercise, you're going to have the dumbbells shoulder width apart, coming straight up with your palms facing in and knuckles facing back, and getting a squeeze at the top. So that's going to work on both of those bicep heads. If you'd like to throw a few more exercises in on your biceps, especially if you want to do like 3 exercises, then it's ideal to also hit an isolation on the individual bicep head, so the outer head and the inner head. So if you're going for the outer head, go in for hammer curls, or you can also come a little bit more in if you find that a bit more comfortable, coming cross in towards the chest, hitting those outer head. Also, you want to work the inner head, you want to turn at those wrists. So supinate the wrists as far as that you can. And also when you're coming up, you want to go far outside of your shoulder width. That's going to give you that more concentration into the inner bicep head. And get that squeeze at the top. So always focus on that squeeze, eliminate the swinging. Now to get bigger arms, if that's your main focus, you also want to work that tricep head. I would put more emphasis on the triceps than actually on the biceps. That's the part that grows the arm at its largest when you're really focusing on the triceps. So that's where you create that width in the arm to push out further back, creating that massive arm look. So for the triceps now, I would prefer to take the exercises a little bit more down to the floor. So grab a set of dumbbells for the triceps. I'm going down in a lying down position. So if you're going to just be focusing on the one exercise on the tricep, then no better than going in for the skull crusher. So for this exercise, turn those dumbbells out to the side. So again, you've got your knuckles facing in this time, palms out, and you're just bringing those hands all the way down, just past the head, keeping those elbows just slightly behind the line of your shoulders. So you get that stretch into the triceps, and without any swinging, just extending those arms back up again. So that's the tricep exercise that you can focus on. And if you're going to throw a few more tricep exercises in, then again, it's a good idea to slightly focus a little bit more on the separate heads as well. So we're going to go more for the lateral head. You can actually stay down with this exercise here. And just all you have to do is from that position, just rotate so your palms are facing each other, knuckles out, and then going into more like that hammer position. And then bringing those weights down this time all the way to the shoulders, and then extend through. Another exercise that you can do is an overhead extension. And for that one, I prefer to do in a kneeling position, or you can go ahead and do it in the standing position. So that one's just going to need one dumbbell. Getting those palms under that dumbbell. Get those arms far as back. Push them back. Get that almost that little stretch there in the lats. And then go ahead and just extend the arms all the way through. So focus on good form, keep those arms pushed back, get that dumbbell all the way down as low as you can, so you get a good full range in working your tricep head. Alright, so let's come away from the weights. That gives you some staple exercises that you can do that will definitely help you build those arms. So combine all those biceps and the tricep exercise together, doing in 3 to 4 sets at a time, targeting somewhere between 10 to 12 repetitions. Should give you a great pump and a great workout for the arms. Really maximize the fullness. So let's go ahead and show you a couple of bicep exercises that you can do. So if you're working with bands, you don't actually need to go so heavy on the bands as well. Some light ones will do the trick. You're focusing on the form contraction of the muscle. So pulling too much probably adds a little bit more too much strain. So go with something a little bit lighter. And let's go ahead and start with some biceps. And for the biceps, pretty good. You just need to stay down on the ground on this one. So you're going to use your own height of your body to get that extra resistance in there. So just wrapping that around the feet. So going in for a standard double bicep curl. You can stretch out those legs if you need to get a bit more resistance there. So going in for that neutral curl. So this just compensates, rather than using dumbbells, just going in with the bands. And again, just concentrate on good form and squeeze. Really trying to squeeze at the end. If you really feel like you can do a little bit more, that's when you increase the band. If you need that little bit more resistance there, you can also do it in a single arm basis. So if you want to do it in an alternating form, you can start with one and then rotate. And this one you can use a similar rule applied to the dumbbells. If you want to work the outer head, come closer in towards your chin, keeping those hands together. So you're going to be focusing more on the outer head of the bicep. And again, elbows tucked inside the core, pushing out, going towards and outside of your shoulder width. It's going to focus more in that inner head. So very effective. Sometimes I find that band one is a lot more effective than actually using dumbbells. Get a good solid resistance as you pull. There's always that resistance at the end of the hold. Then sometimes when you reach the end of the peak with the dumbbell, kind of lays off the resistance at times. So let's go in for some triceps. So for this one, we can either go into more of a kneeling position, but I'm also going to show you a trick that you can do with the bands to imitate some cable movements that you would do if you were in a gym. So if we're going to be going one arm at a time, again going in similar for those overhead extensions, you can go with one arm at a time. So going all the way down, keep that hand in line with the shoulders and just pushing through. So that's, you can alternate, or you can go with a slightly thicker band. So I'm going to put one knee on it. I'm going to take it down the middle, this one. Coming slightly up. This time you want to get both hands in there. So going in for both hands together. Okay, just imitating that movement that we did with the overhead extension. So we go back to the light one. So if you're able to get a band anywhere in your home or anywhere you can, if you're able to just hook over a band, it's going to let you do what you could do in a gym when you're doing cable pull downs. So now I'm going to do tricep pull downs, keeping those elbows locked in, and push all the way down, locking into those triceps. So this is going to be a great exercise to do. This is probably going to be one of the favorites for the triceps, using the band. And again, different hand positions will allow different areas of the tricep to hit. So if I'm focusing more hands together, knuckles facing up, palms down, okay, just focusing more into the lateral, the medial, as well as the rear head. So hitting all three heads. If you're just focusing on the straight position with the palms facing each other, then it's going to be more on the lateral head of your tricep. So that's just another exercise you can do there, right there with the bands. So let's go over and finish off with some bodyweight ones. So that's a perfectly enough exercise if you're going to use the bands at home. You got a few different variations of the biceps there, and you can do the similar tricep exercise that you could also do with the dumbbells there, but also has a better benefit that you can actually wrap around something and get some style of cable pull downs using those bands, which is a great exercise to do. So let's go over and finish off with some bodyweight exercises that will really help you also build those arms. So for the triceps, one of your greatest exercises is going to be the close grip press. The close grip press here, you can do it in a full push-up position, going all the way down and all the way up. So get those hands to level up with the chest and then push through those palms. Find that very difficult. If you're a total beginner, then go ahead and get those knees down. This is going to be just as effective. Remember, it's the stimulus you apply to the muscle, not necessarily the positions and how hard of the exercise that you do makes the difference. It's how it feels to yourself on your arm. As you're feeling that contraction, you're feeling the muscle failure, that's what's going to help it push it and grow. So you're just starting at where your level fits you at best. So that's going to be one of the exercises. Another one you can do is actually doing a similar like a skull crusher movement with your body weight, staying on your knees on this one. All you're going to do is bring those elbows down and then just push through your palms, extending those arms, lock them in straight. So this again is the more beginner and intermediate based. If you're pushing to advanced, again, it goes more into that full push-up position and it gets really tough to sort of push yourself up. You can just drop the knees and then push through again. So it's a tough exercise if you're going to do it in a full push-up position. Great for obviously body weight trainers like calisthenics and building that upper body strength. But let's go ahead and maybe show you one more exercise that you can actually do in your triceps is the actual dips. And this is where you need some sort of objects or something in your home, if you're doing it at home, just to get some elevation. So I'm just going to move over and show you this on a bench. So anywhere you can find around about your knee height, you can grab a couple of chairs, put a couple of chairs together for each of your hands and just bring yourself forward and just going in for some tricep dips. And that will be a great exercise to hit all three of those tricep heads. Very effective exercise as well. And as a bodyweight exercise, if you want to make that one tougher, all you have to do is add some weight resistance, and it doesn't have to particularly be weight plates, dumbbells. It can be anything you have in your home. Anything you can just even sit on your thighs right at the front here and then go into the dips. If you want to add more resistance, you find that exercise getting easier for you. But now we're just going to a little bit of the bicep work. Now with the bicep work, there isn't anything really that you can do in a body weight form that doesn't require anything. You're going to need to have some form of like pull-up bar or some place to have a pole where you can invert yourself. So I'm just going to quickly show you how you can invert yourself. If you're in a gym, you could obviously do it on a Smith machine. And the other way is if you can find yourself a pull-up station somewhere. So let's go ahead in an underhand grip, coming a little bit closer. So just come inside your shoulder width here. All you want to focus on now is actually rounding off the back, because we're not trying to focus on the back. You want to focus on the bicep head. So you slightly round off the back and you're actually pulling through your arms all the way through and squeezing through your bicep head here. So you're not focusing on chest out. That's going to engage a lot of your back if you're not trying to focus on it. But this is actually doing both biceps and back. But if you really want to just really focus on the bicep head itself, round the back off when you're doing those inverted rows. So that's why you're going to be able to work your biceps if you want to do it in a body weight form. And the other is obviously going to be up on a pull-up station. So if you're doing a pull-up bar, and that's going to be very difficult, especially if you're even a beginner or intermediate and you can't even do one pull-up. And again, if you want to do pull-up, that's where the bands will come in. So that's the great alternative. If you're doing bodyweight exercises, the best way I would combine them is if you're using tricep bodyweight exercises and you want to engage your biceps and you don't have anywhere else to do your biceps, then the best would at least have a pair of loop bands that will help you work those biceps. So working with dumbbells, you've got the exercises that you can do to really build out those arms. You've got the ones with the bands you can do to really work into the tricep biceps. And also you've got the combination of great exercise with those triceps if you're doing bodyweight form. And if you are doing those biceps in a bodyweight form, yes, you are going to need, like I said, a pull-up station or a Smith machine or something to invert your body on. And like I said, you can find these things in the parks as well, outdoors. But if you can't need to do it inside, make sure you at least have combinations that you can put together, so you can also put some of those bodyweight exercises using also with dumbbells or bands. Mix them all up. If you have those tools sitting at home, it's going to be a great way to utilize different variations of the exercises, and it's going to make it a lot more enjoyable when you're doing those arm workouts. So vary those workout routines and you'll definitely be building bigger arms if that is your goal. But that's the way you can train your arms at home. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and let me know what you'd like to see in the next video by commenting down below. But I'll see you guys in the next one. So take care.